Welcome back to FTL. We're heading to the Theocracy Badlands. I think we failed to get the morph ship. The Wikipedia needs to be updated. But hey, we still have plenty of opportunities to grab the morph ship. While in hyperspeed you have several options. You can proceed to your next sector or do something aboard first. Theocracy Badlands. Type neutral. True. Okay, whatever. On the very rim of Theocracy space, the so-called Badlands have become a densely populated center of outcast societies. This place is said to be rich in both trade and culture, but mentions of heavy Theocracy resistance as well as an influx of SSLG agents sent by the Crystal Empire could prove dangerous. At the center of it is Turban, a rich city and one of the best established cities in all of outcast space, and a prime target for any potential Theocracy attacks. The usual inhabitants of this sector, the outcasts, are the least of the worries. Fortunately, the SSLG has little reason to get involved with you as well. As long as the Theocracy can hold out long enough for you to get through it safely, then this sector should prove to be a welcome rest from the chaos everywhere else in the galaxy, though your luck rarely seems to go down. An outcast guard, much better armed than usual, spots you and approaches cautiously. I suppose it could be very unlikely that the Theocracy would send a renegade to do the dirty work, or perhaps you caught word of the Theocracy's plots. We dare not venture out of this sanctuary, so we cannot be certain if the Inquisition fleet approaches. We know about as much as you do. Very well then. Perhaps the presence of the Federation vessels. They will think twice before disturbing us here. But that is only wishful thinking. I also scrap my whole. I don't want to lose crew. Speaking of... what else? I'm gonna put a value point here. Quest is here and Turban is there. A small makeshift Tikaka outpost has been constructed nearby for holding slaves. Judging from the fact they don't hail you, it's pretty clear they aren't open to trade. Well, I'll attack them. I need scrap. And also, I don't want to get moved, even if it's by an NG. Is that a radiant? Oh, for goodness sake. See if I do that. Oh, whatever. Free the slaves, and if Go wants to join me. I can hit the quest. Convince them to aid me. Oh, that's nice. So now I need to crew kill this. Attack. Alright. Listen and stop. Okay. I am not terribly concerned, though that is a glaive being. Listen to them and stop. Suddenly, a voice bursts out of the rebel ship, though it's oddly unhuman. But you can't place your finger on why. Stop! This ship does not want to fight! Please stop firing! Please, please, please! Listen to them and stop. Thank you! You are so kind! It suddenly dawns on you what's off. The voice is spliced together from other audio tracks. It's not even a person speaking, but a bizarre recording. You don't receive a response for a while, and you begin to think they've ignored you, when suddenly the voice returns. Can I trust you? This ship, not rebels. I am Uyamuyu, father of morphs. We are escaping. The shells are not kind. They want us for slave labor. Will you allow safety? When I am safe, the morphs will be too. You expect the morph to beam on board, but instead, the rebel ship changes its shape, converging into a massive wave bomb. It appears I am too large to fit. I wish for you to carry this segment of my body. Feed it so it may grow. Thank you, Federation. Welcome. So what was I supposed to do? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I did lock myself out of the morph questline. That was the ship. Okay, I am very bad at reading. It's fine. I will get another opportunity at this. Before you is a grand spectacle. A giant, sprawling city so tall it blocks out the sun. Massive bridges span artificial ravines with walls lined with storefronts. Half of the city seems to resemble traditional rock architecture, but many connected segments are only half completed, and are seemingly cobbled together out of scrap metal. This is Turbin, one of the largest centers for trade, commerce, and culture in the modern galaxy, created quite ironically from the former site of the Chrysolite Church and Inquisition stronghold. You fly through the city, taking in truly just how massive it is, compared to all of the other smaller outcast villages you've seen. As a newcomer and a renegade, you are welcome warmly, and your time in the city is a pleasant one. You meet a humble aquarian fisherman. She convinces you to try a sample of an exotic octopus, an exceptional elderly orchid chieftain whom crafts dream catchers on his own twigs, and even share an awkward encounter with a very drunken ex-rebel who claims to be Admiral Vance's long-lost brother, who buys you 3 rounds of drinks before passing out. You also find a number of stores selling military supplies with an incredibly rare items to choose from. Well, with crew kill out of the picture, I don't need this. This is only to show to the judges. You could get another reverse laser. So let's see, 5. And I'm fully powered. Maybe I didn't need. As you begin to leave, you catch sight of a shooting star in the sky. Quite strange, considering it's not nighttime. Then it dawns on you what it is, just in time for you to take cover as a missile barrage strikes one of the nearby towers and sends it crashing down. The attack is followed by a flurry of more missile strikes, as Theocracy and Coalition bombers jump in. The city is under attack! Get back to your ship and flee as soon as possible. Or stay and try and aid the other civilians. You came here to save the Federation, but what good is that if you abandon everyone else on your path while doing so? You help pull several civilians out from beneath the collapsed debris, but after a missile strike almost costs you your life, you realize that if you stay on the surface any longer, you'll die. Fortunately, a strangely well-dressed rockman in worn priest's clothing motions for you to follow him. Come with me, quickly! We must go to the sewers. We'll be safe from the bombardment there. Shooting to the sewers. You trek through the sewers in silence with your crew, following the rockman and his lantern through the labyrinth beneath the streets. Eventually, he breaks the silence. You are noble to stay and help these people. There are few who would. Come, not much further now, until we reach the sanctuary. True to his word, only a few turns later, and you arrive at a crudely held constructed door, which you slide out of the way. A repugnant smell assaults your senses, but you stifle the urge to gag and take a seat next to a sleeping outcast. The people in the room pay you little attention, but your companion draws many nasty looks. Turns out you are a bad omen, are you? We were warned of your curse, and now look at where we are. We should never have given you asylum, spits a young female mantis with a blood-soaked bandana over her left eye. This insult is met by murmurs of agreement by the rest of the room, who turn their backs to Argo. In defeat, he stumbles over to where you are. Why is everyone mad at you? Argo sighs and slumps back, pulling a small canteen from his belt and taking a sip. Not long ago, I was in nothing but the highest graces of the Theocracy. My father sat at the table of victors when the Elders divided the Crystal Empire and seized power. But he was denied a place as an Elder. He warned me that the Elders would not be kind to our heritage unless we continued to prove our loyalty. I served as a Chrysolic priest for many years before I married my wife, Eerie. Together we had 2 children, a son and a daughter. We both knew that neither of their lives would be easy, but we tried as hard as possible to place them in positions of security. Our son was sent to the Inquisition to be trained as a crusader, while our daughter was promised a hand in marriage with Torrent, the head elder. She was but a young child at the time, but what were we to do? The rock people hated us. They saw exactly who we were. My daughter hated me too, and one day she simply vanished from a room in Torian's palace, Towards palace, along with her brother. Toward was furious, and he blamed me because he had no one else to blame. I was exiled from the theocracy and abandoned by my wife, who chose to pledge herself to Torred instead. With nowhere to go, I traveled to the Badlands, where I found Turbin. The outcast who lived here hated me, but I was able to survive by proving my usefulness as a guide through unexplored halls and buildings. I had helped in the planning for the original construction of Turbin before it was abandoned. You see, after the outcasts had established full control, I was allowed to stay, but they began to call me the Cursed One, a homeless prophet who wandered the streets, claimed that I would bring destruction to this place. And, well, here we are, I suppose. Argo falls silent, staring at the floor. He sheathes his canteen, and the room turns silent once again. There is a palpable feeling of uneasiness, but every attempt to break the tension goes nowhere. Through the silence, you can hear distant thuds and feel the violent shaking as the bombardment of the city above continues without relent. At this rate, nothing will be left. Hours pass, and you're certain the fleet is making progress on your location. Several times, footsteps can be heard outside the window, but no one ever enters. Argo begins to hum a tune, some old rock folk song, but he's interrupted by an announcement over an old radio in the corner of the room. Attention all those who remain! Return to the surface at once and surrender yourselves. Those who have taken refuge in the sewers or ravines will be quickly sucked out. You remotely check your ship's radar and see a concerningly large new blip appear. Seems Theocracy has deployed a cruiser of some sort. Stay and protect the sanctuary. It seems, despite the silence, that the room has unanimously decided to stay together. As the Theocracy search parties draw near, the door to the room is violently torn from its unstable hinges, and you find your face on the floor with a gun to your head. Barely any sort of fight is put up, as the Theocracy outnumbers your group by almost another 10 soldiers. You're drawn out to the surface, where you find the city is little more than rubble. The Theocracy team transporting the group splits you and your crew off from the others, handing you over to the Coalition troops by the side. During the transfer, however, Argo breaks free from its restraints and takes down one of the Crusaders. In the panic, your crew escape and make it back to your ship, while the survivors draw arms and battle against the Theocracy ground troops. You trust them to hold their own at this time, but they won't stand a chance unless you can take down that cruiser. Not like you have a choice, because it's already locked on your vessel and is approaching fast. Alright. That was quite a bit of reading. And also, alright, we got a suzerain. I think I'm gonna mind control that suzerain. And it's cloaked. That's fine. I'll take out the shields. Where is... Oh, it's an ampere. The Coalition cruiser has been defeated. There's little reason to worry about the wreckage hitting anything. Turbines are already at its worst. It seems the Theocracy's mission is complete. Even if some survived, most of the ships have jumped away, and visibly, the survivors managed to scrape through the firefight. Among them is Argo, carrying a bloodied staff, typically carried by the priest such as he used to be. I am in no way qualified to speak in such matters, but I think it goes without saying, we, people of Turban, thank you. We outcasts never expected the Federation to aid us in such a way. Assuming it has survived the bombardment, we should find a rock cruiser on the landing pads outside the city. It belongs to me, but I want you to have it. I must stay here and help repair the city. Turban will stand what's in it. I'm certain of it. Oh boy. That was quite the quest. The station here looks to be a rock mission. What? These pop up from time to time and try to convert other species to religion. They're also usually accompanied by markets, but you aren't sure what they might expect from you in return. Well, you're stopped by a rockman with a long staff topped with a skull of a former heretic. Do you know the holy words? Are you pure? Prove yourself or face the might of the Inquisition. Worse. Then prove it. Recite to me. Rathan. Whatever. The crystal giggles a little while they are lying. The missionary doesn't seem to notice, stricken with fear, because that's what it's really placed to joy. It's okay. Danish missiles, these are really good, but I don't know. Also, feel You notice a rock ship performing combat exercises. However, they quickly change their course. They apparently treat unregistered alien ships as handy toys. Well, sucks. Sucks to suck. They surrender, and I kill them anyway, because sucks to suck. Yeah, I'm a threat to the rocking waves. As soon as I take care of this, I will visit Tony's and see if I can take out the debt collector. I can't take out a loan this time, huh? The slug ship flies past, but stops when they see you. Their captain half-heartedly hands you a flyer advertising great deals in Hector brand and modular weaponry being sold at nearby Tony's. The ship jumps away, but you figure the reputation of the Leech retail chain outcompetes the weirdness of the slugs. A few ancient posters from a long-past Irrigate election are still hung up outside, considering no president has been democratically elected in the Republic for years. It's quite ironic. But a quick chat with the surprisingly friendly staff reveal that it's become a joke among them. Besides the interaction, there isn't much reason to stick around. I can't take out a loan. Please tell me I can get the... Rebels attacking an outpost. This is a lot more tricky than the last time. It's also a lot weaker. Alright, this is gonna cause chaos. Alright, with this ship down, salvage what we can. Guess we're gonna upgrade what we can. And yeah. Guess that's as far as we go. We'll be heading to Node 17 in the next video.